Hello, everyone. We have yet again another part to this shitpost series of leaders of the world as furries. And up first for the L countries, we have. I don't think I'm brave enough to pronounce that name. Seasouth? Ciso. Um, the the TLDR of the president of Laos. Oh, I'm sorry, General Secretary of Laos Revolutionary Party and the president of Laos is he's pretty chill. He doesn't seem like someone who wants to rock the boat too much, and is a pretty intelligent dude. So I decided to give him a mouse Sona. Up next we have Edgar's Rinkevics. I'm butchering that probably. Um, but the interesting thing about Latvia's politics is that the president is kind of expected to be neutral. But in all honesty, I've read into the guy, and he is your run of the mill conservative, being opposed to like gay marriage and like cannabis legalization. So, boring fence sinner with a chud streak. I'm gonna have to go with a fox for this one. No hate to all the fox furries out there, but this dude is that boring. Um, Next we have Najib Mikati, who is the head of Lebanon. Now, he's the prime minister, not the president, because currently there is no sitting president of Lebanon. And he's rich. He's an old man, and considering the current situation in the Middle East and in Lebanon, I will be honest. I don't know about his personal life or what's going through his head, but something tells me he's probably burned out. He has probably a lot of burnout. So, who is an old, rich, burned out person's persona? I thought about it for a little bit, and I couldn't help but go with Badger. No real reason. That and most Badger furries I've met are rich. Next up, we have Letzi, or perhaps it's Letsai. Well, Letzi of Letzi the Third, who is the king of Lesotho, which is this tiny, tiny country in Africa, and it's landlocked by like the rest of South Africa. Um, he seems to be doing his best for a monarch in Africa, which is a bar so low it's pretty much buried under like a foot of dirt. So I figure, hey, he wants to tackle HIV in Africa, and so do I. So I decided to give him a rhino out of that respect, even though I don't usually respect any politicians at all. That, and when you think of a king in Africa, the rhino comes to mind apart from the lion. The lion would be too cliche. Next up, we have Joseph Baukai of Liberia. Now, I don't know anything about Liberian politics, but the dude's a Baptist, pretty religious folk down there in Liberia. He seems to be pretty middle of the road. He's trying to please everyone, kind of thing that he's trying to do. And if you're a people pleaser in the furry community, you're probably a red panda. So I made him a red panda. Next up, we have Muhammad Al Menfi of who is kind of like the de facto leader of Libya, kind of, sort of, question mark. Um, this screen cap you're seeing is literally all the information there is about this guy. This guy is like a big question mark. um, there's nothing about like his political allegiances or his personal beliefs or really anything that would say, oh, this is what his personality is like or anything, other than he was the Libyan ambassador to Greece at some point. Um, I'd imagine he ate good there, but that's about it. Um, I will be honest. I could not come up with one. For once, I was stumped. So this is a fucking a copyright-free image of a woman shrugging because that's literally where I'm at. Next up, we have Hans Adam II, Prince of Liechtenstein, who is the kind of the current head of Liechtenstein. I'm not sure how much of a monarchy they are, um, or what kind of like I don't know if it's a constitutional democracy, if they have a prime minister, blah blah blah. But this dude's been in power, and when you Google who is the head of Liechtenstein, it goes to this dude. So, sorry to the one person from Liechtenstein watching this. Anyway, I gave him a European eagle, a gold eagle specifically for Sona, because, Europe, uh, European monarch. Guess it was just kind of fitting. Question mark. Anyway, next up we have Gitanas Nausėda of Lithuania. Now, this guy is even more of a chud, and he's kind of like the Baltics version of Trump, essentially, from what I understand. He is pretty much opposed to everything Russia, everything remotely progressive. He's very anti-LGBTQ and so on and so on. He's a 60-year-old dude. He's gonna be reactionary as all hell. So I decided, you know what? I'm not just gonna give him a persona. I'm gonna make him a specific character. He's so homophobic that I made him a character by a fucking homophobe. That's how homophobic he is. Now, no hate to the FNAF community as a whole, but the guy who is behind FNAF is a homophobe. Scott Coffin is a massive homophobe and Christian nationalist, so I hate FNAF and all things to do with him. So I made the president of Lithuania a Springtrap. He's a Springtrap fursuiter. Yeah. He's about as toxic as Springtrap anyway. And finally we have Luke Frieden of Luxembourg. There wasn't a whole lot to this guy that I could dig up and say, okay, this is definitely what I'm going to base this persona off of. So, again, I'm at a fucking loss. So here's the Dagoth Pie, and that's literally where we're going to end it on. Tune in next time for all the M countries. Anyway, peace out, y'all.